Hello, I am Paulo Moya, and in this video I will explain to you 12 reasons to think before starting or getting back to vinyl records. Number 1, you have to think about the weight of the records. One record, Donna Summer, is just 120 grams, okay? It's not much, it's okay, I can carry this anywhere. It's not very easy to carry, maybe you carry like this or in your backpack, I don't know. But when you have 100 records like this, to be honest, it's not the easy thing to be carrying. 100 records will weigh something around 12 or 13 kilos. So you must think about that. The weight of records is very important when it comes to think if I want to start collecting records. Number 2, you need a proper record player. I know that many people think that they can buy record from a store and to play in their old stereo equipment at home. Maybe the grandpa's one or my father has one, and you can just put your record there and start playing. And for real, that is not the way of playing a record that you like. Why? Because when you play your record in an old device, maybe it will just ruin your vinyl record. That is not the wise thing to do when you want to play a new record. Even if the record is a second hand or third hand, you want to play it and you want to keep it in the best condition possible. So you will need to think where you will play your record. Number 3, you need a special cartridge for your record player to play your records. What I mean with that is, for example, this is one cartridge. Okay, this cartridge is for DJing. If you want to have records as a DJ, then you need a special cartridge. If you want to have a cartridge that is just for listening your music at home, for example, you need a different kind of cartridge. The DJ cartridge work at home. Of course, you can work with this, but this is not the best cartridge when you want to extend the life of your record. So if you just want to listen to it, the most clear, clean sound possible, you need a special, different kind of cartridge. You will need to learn which cartridge is the right one for your needs. On my previous video about how to set up a turntable, I explained this in a deeper way. Number 4, you need to find the right slip mat for your record player. A slip mat is this. This is a slip mat. What this does is to separate your record from the surface of your turntable. Because if you use your record right to the turntable, you will ruin the record. So it will be scratched. I will never do that, but I'm sure if you do that by a mistake, the side that was straight to the surface will be ruined, and you don't want to do that. Number 5, and very important, you need a DJ mixer or an amplifier. Why? Because mainly the professional turntables are using an output that is called phono. Means that it needs an amplifier that you can plug to the DJ mixer, like for example here, or straight to amplifier. Normally, if you want to use it for your home use, you can connect right to the amplifier. In my personal setup, I use a DJ mixer because I work with 2 turntables. If you connect a turntable directly to your stereo, it's quite possible that you will never have a good sound and no sound at all coming through your speakers. Some new turntables has a switch. For example, the Audio-Technica has a switch that you can turn from phono for using from a proper amplifier or a DJ mixer, or you switch to line and works exactly as a CD player, for example, line output, and it works straight on your amplifier or your speakers. Number 6, this is important and you must know, you will spend money. I know that there are some videos that say that you don't need that much money, but that is not true, because I know record collectors. I have been a record collector for many years. I started in the middle 90s DJing, and of course I was buying records for every single weekend, new records. It's a really expensive hobby or profession. You need to think about how much you have extra to spend on vinyl records. Even if you buy to second-hand shops and places where you can buy for €1 one record. Shit. Let's say that I buy this one for €1. Perfect. that is a great price. What I do with €1? Nothing. Maybe I can buy one potato or two potatoes. I don't do nothing. So for me, €1 record, for example, is perfect. But record collectors normally has over 1,000 records. Just think how many albums one of your favorite band has. You will want to have all of them, right? If you have 10 favorite bands and each band has 10 albums, it's already 100 records that you will buy. If you buy per €1, that is almost impossible to find favorite bands for per €1. What if the records are not €1 but are the normal price around 10, 12, 15, even €20? We are talking about a lot of money, and that's true. So you really have to feel this passion for your vinyl records. 7. You need a space to store your records. If you live in a really small flat, it will be a pain in the ass because records need a space to be stored. Think about that. Number 8. You need to know about music. Because you want to buy records, but you must to know what you will buy. This is not like internet that you can even download in some places for free, and if you don't like, you just delete. When you put your money on a record, you will own it and you will have it. You need to know what you are buying. If you like house music, you like techno, trance, if you like rock, progressive rock, new wave, industrial EVM, if you like punk, post-punk, if you like jazz, soul, rhythm and blues, any kind of style, you must to really know about the records that you want to buy, and also to know the price of the record that you are buying, because not just the tag price is important. Maybe you can buy a record for €5, and in the world of record collectors, maybe it costs €1,000. I'm not joking about that. So you really must to know what are you buying. Number 9. You will need to find also a good dealer, a store or somewhere where you will buy your records. Basically two things, the selection and second the prices, because some stores are really expensive. So you must to find the right place to buy the records and the right place where they also maybe the seller knows a lot about music, so he can give you some guidance, he can explain you a little bit what is coming or which records are new that maybe you can be interested. Number 10. How to set up your turntable the best way possible for your conditions. If you have, for example, this turntable, or you have a Technic 1200, the turntable that you have, you must know exactly how it works, how the turn arm works, how the weight works, and the speed of your records. For example, this record has a different speed than this one, for example, that is a single display in 45 RPM. All these kind of things you will need to know. Also how to balance your turntable, how much your cartridge needs weight for playing the best way possible. This you must to learn about the turntable that you buy and the cartridge that you will be using. You need also to learn how to clean properly your vinyl records, because the records, when the record is spinning, for attraction the dust start coming to the record. So after time to time you need to take your records or your favorite record that have been outside the sleeve and to clean it properly. So you must know how to do that. That is not very difficult. It's possible to do it at home with home tools, and it works quite well. And finally, number 12. One of the most important things. When you start with vinyl records and start listening to music on vinyl, you will discover a completely different dimension of music. I will take again this just as an example. If you love, for example, Donna Summer, you own the record, when you start spinning and you listen to it, you don't start walking around and doing these things. Normally what I do, and I am pretty sure that all the collectors that are watching this video agree with this, you sit or you lie down while you listen. It's not background noise while you are making the dishes or cleaning something, you know. You listen to your music, you learn from your favorite artist. Normally here you can find the logo or pictures of your artist from live gigs, maybe interviews, maybe a note for the fans, for the person who is listening to the record, or sometimes are the lyrics of the music, of the songs are here in the other side. Here in the back side of the cover you can read the information about the artist, the band, the musician who were recording on this record. Here, thanks to Donny's Boys, Brooklyn Dreams, Joe Esposito, Eddie Hawkinson and Bruce Udano. Thanks to Pat. You know, this is a note from the artist who is singing and creating this record that you are listening to. So it's very, very important, and to know this kind of things. For me, it's so important when I listen to a band to really understand what I am listening to. Who is the person behind the microphone? Who is playing the guitar? Who is playing the keyboard? Why they are maybe singing just on vocorders? What is the idea behind the music? A lot of that information you will find on your inner sleeve, in the back cover. Also, it's really interesting on vinyl records that you can see the art. Here, the covers on vinyl records are very important because not just the artist that you are watching, but also you are seeing and looking at concept art from the era that you are listening to. For example, 70s, 80s have total different looking. The hairstyles, the makeup, the kind of position, the looking, the colors, all is about an era that the record was produced. So it's really interesting from a cultural point of view what is happening with the vinyl that you are playing. Very important thing about music. For closing these 12 things to think about if you go back to vinyl record or if you start with vinyl record, I must to say that vinyl record for me is the best format ever. Maybe it's not the most practical one as I mentioned in these 12 points. Maybe it's not the cheapest one, but I have to say that I enjoy every single groove of the vinyl when I am playing. I learn a lot about music. I learn a lot about culture. If you ask me, should I start with vinyl records? I say totally yes. But hey, be careful. It's extremely addictive. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, you learned something new. If I am missing some important points about vinyl record collectors, please leave it here and comments below. If the video is good enough, I really appreciate if you give a like, you share with your friends on social media. Also, you can find me on my Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. Search for Mac the Producer. Have a great day, great night or great evening and see you in the next. Ciao!